Hi Leo, welcome to your monthly reading for February 2024. Thank you as always to everyone who watches, likes, shares, comments on the videos and subscribes to the channel. If you would like a personal reading, see the info in the description box. So these are the oracle decks I'm going to be using for today's reading. As you can see, Beautiful Creatures is actually a tarot deck, but as I've done in the past with a different deck, a different tarot deck, I'm going to be using this one as an oracle deck today for the beginning of the reading. It gives me Aquarian vibes at this point in time, and one of the themes or meanings when it comes to Aquarius is innovation. It's doing things differently, isn't it, or using things in a different way. So for me, using a tarot deck as an oracle deck is doing things in a different way. As you may know, we're in Aquarius season now, and we have had some major transits relating to Aquarius. And Pluto entered Aquarius on the 21st of January after spending 15 years in Capricorn. So that is a big, that's just a big transit for everyone collectively and individually as well. I did do a video on that. It was for the full moon, but it also, in the video, I also got individual tarot messages for Pluto changing signs, and there was a conjunction with the Sun and Pluto in Capricorn as well. So there are some messages for that. If you want to see that video, I'll put a link at the end of this one, so it'll be like the end, a little thing, a card at the end screen if you're interested in that. But anyway, yeah, let's get into your reading. So let's get your main theme first with the Beautiful Creatures deck and a Power of Surrender card as well. Messages are for Leo, Sun, Moon and Rising. And because Leo is opposite Aquarius in astrology, it's what is it, 7th house for Aquarius. Leos may have felt it quite intensely. I mean, I would say Aquarius is the #1 sign that would have felt the transits, the change in the transits, but Leo probably the second or one of the other signs that would have felt it quite intensely as well. But let's see what comes out for this particular reading. So for February 2024, Leo, Sun, Moon and Rising. What's the main theme, main focal point here for you guys? Leo, Sun, Moon and Rising, what do you need to know? You have 1. I am taking these upright because I'm taking these messages, since I'm using it as a tarot deck, I'm taking it, sorry, not a tarot deck, an oracle deck, I'm taking it quite literally. So you have the 8 of Pentacles, practice. And for your Power of Surrender card, I can see it's blurred and it's not changing. Why is it not changing? Just bear with me a minute. Okay. I think that's okay now. So Power of Surrender card again for Leo, Sun, Moon and Rising for February 2024. What else do you need to know? Okay, you get surrender your addictions, whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking. Take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives. So that in itself might take practice if you're overcoming any kind of addiction or habit even, because it could be, these are just general examples, aren't they? It could be anything. It could even be thought patterns, ways of doing things. It may take practice to kind of overcome the habit, really. But let's get your tarot cards out, and then I'll read the message from the Beautiful Creatures deck. Obviously I know what it means, and I know for people that are into tarot and watch a lot of tarot videos, you know what it means, but obviously each deck, each individual tarot deck puts its own spin on things. So, and it's nice to remind ourselves sometimes of the different meanings that can come up, because there can be so many. I said it in, I can't remember whose video I said it in, but we can, even as readers, we can forget sometimes until you do a specific reading and a message comes in and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot that that is one of the meanings as well. But anyway, right, let's get another card relating to your main theme. So you've got the Page of Pentacles. For someone, so a message is coming in straight away. For someone, there may be something where you need to practice learning to ask for help. If your addiction or habit is trying to do everything by yourself, or always figuring things out by yourself. Someone may need to practice the art of learning for help when it's needed. Okay, right, that might be just a little message on its own, but let's get the rest of your cards. So your energy specifically. Right, well, the devil, it can be about addictions, can't it, and what holds us back. So we've got the Seven of Pentacles. Let's get the external energies. External energies. Nope. So what fell on my lap was the Fool, but let me try that again. I am quite distracted by that initial message I said, because that Seven of Pentacles came out with the devil. The Seven of Pentacles, there's a few ways of looking at it. It is the energy of, is it worth the time and effort? But it is also the effort that you put in when you're trying to grow something, or trying to create something. Obviously, the Eight of Pentacles comes after the Seven of Pentacles. And again, it's bringing me back to that concept of knowing when to ask for help. You know, like if you've put effort into something, and you've tried and put all your effort in, but the only thing holding you back is that you need a bit of extra support in it. That's what comes to mind with that, but we'll see what it says in the rest of the reading. So yeah, external energy. If the King of Swords or something comes up as the external energy, or King of Pentacles even, that is a need for help or support, to be honest. But let's see, what is the external or surrounding energy for Leo, Sun, Moon and Rising? Yes. Oh my God, it's the card of support, the Three of Cups as the external energy, okay? Yeah, Three of Cups is just like, I mean, it can be about friendship and celebration and stuff like that as well, but a lot of the time it is the epitome of asking for help, or support, should I say, not asking for help, support in general. Right, let's do the past energy around this. You've got the Eight of Wands. Let's look at the current energies, the present energies. You've got the Nine of Swords and the Knight of Swords. Wow, that message is really coming in strong about asking for help. And I'm not saying that's the whole message, but with the Nine of Swords and the Knight of Swords together, clearly the Nine of Swords is a card of stress, anxiety. And then you've got the Knight of Swords. It might be telling you to speak up on that. If there's something you're struggling with, whatever it is, it might be telling you you're going to have to tell someone that you need a bit of support, or whatever it is you need. It might not even be literal support. Well, I don't know, because support can come in different ways, but you need something where you can't, there's just, you're struggling to do it by yourself. I'm just thinking, I feel like in one of the Leo readings I did, that message came up as well, unless I'm imagining it. It might have been someone else's reading, actually. Another reader that I've watched, it might have been in their reading, but I feel like, no, it's not. It's the animal, the spirit animal deck, or the moon. Is it the spirit animal? See, I'm getting confused. It might be the spirit animal oracle deck, which I can see across the room now, but I'm quite far away from it, so I'm kind of going to drag the mic across if I try to get it. But there's a card in there, I think it's Lion Spirit Animal. And one of the messages in that, I saw it a couple of days ago, is about a time of asking for help. And obviously Lion Spirit, Leo energy, that's why that's, maybe that's why that's come into mind, actually. Yeah, where it says there's a need to, there's the two parts to the message. There's like the, what do they call it? I can't remember what they call it, but there's two different parts. And one is about being generous, and the other is of working with other people. But anyway, let's see what else comes out. So potential future energy. Right, so you've got just two, yeah. Death and the Tower. Right, and let's get your advice card. No, well, okay. Actually, yeah, that's fine. I thought it was more than two cards, but it is just two. So we've got the Knight of Cups and the King of Swords. I mean, the King of Swords has shown up. I was talking about him before. Which way do I want to do that? See, this to me, this advice, it's giving vibes of, I mean, there can be different ways of looking at it, but it's almost like having someone that can help you to achieve your dreams, like supporting your dreams, because the King of Swords can be known to be the advisor. You know, like if someone's got knowledge that can help you to pursue your dream or something, or help you to plan. But yeah, let's have a look and see what else comes up. So yeah, right, I said I was going to read the message from the Eight of Pentacles practice card, and I'm trying to see if that is blurred or not. This camera's in a really weird position today, isn't it? Sometimes it's hard to tell. Okay, that should do. So Eight of Pentacles. So it says, did you know that mastership cannot be obtained overnight? It must start from the bottom. It must blossom from within you. And the key word, as it says here, is practice. It says, I'm just watching to see if it's blurred again, hopefully not. A young astronomer and apprentice is doing her best in formulating and constructing a new galaxy and planets, one where humanity can live happy and healthy. She sees that our galaxy now has become corrupt, and she fears that every species, including mankind, will perish. Gathering everything her professors have taught her and all the hands-on skills that she acquired in grade school, she applies it to her new task. She knows that this will be a prolonged mission, one that will take time to perfect, but for now she stands in an isolated realm where she'll apply everything she knows until it meets her expectations. Upright, it says, in a reading, this card represents acquiring a new skill, or better yet, a new talent. You will be able to gain the skills you need to do something that you've wanted to do. You will need to find yourself fully dedicated when working on a goal to receive the results you'd like. Everything that you are producing will have steady effects. Live up to your potential and do whatever it takes. Reversed, it says, when reversed, this card implies underestimating your potential to become great at something. You've lost hope and ambition to improve your prospective skills. Contemplation and self-pity will not help you to use the skills that you possess. So you've got two sides of the coin. I mean, you've got the side of someone really putting their effort into something, and the side of someone kind of having doubt and giving up, haven't you? And another addiction, if it's not about asking for help, is maybe you have a pattern of giving up, like you're someone that can initiate things and not see it through if it just feels like it's too much. There's the potential for that as well. But let's get clarifying and see what comes up. I think the other thing I was going to say, because this is referred to as an apprentice and you've got the King of Swords, I mean, the King of Swords can be known to be a teacher, can't they? So yeah, let's start clarifying. Let's look at that Page of Pentacles first. I mean, that is like that is an apprentice type energy. I know that there's a few cards that can represent apprenticeship. I think the Knight of Pentacles can be an apprentice as well. The Page of Pentacles is kind of like, it's the step before that even, isn't it? It's where, you know, like if you were going to do a new course, the Page of Pentacles is literally where you sign up and you just begin. And then I suppose the Knight of Pentacles would be as when you've started it and you're progressing. But let's look at that Page of Pentacles and see what comes up for that. So Page of Pentacles, we have a few. We've got the Strength card, that's your card. We've got the Three of Wands. We've got the Hanged Man. One more. Death card, that's I mean, the Hanged Man and the Death card are kind of feeling a bit out of place, but right, so this to me, the Strength card and Three of Wands, first of all, as I said, Page of Pentacles is planting a new seed, wanting to, starting to, you know, the beginning, either way. Strength, Three of Wands, to me, that's like the courage to act on your intentions. So let's look at the Hanged Man. It might be that you're in the beginning stages and you're not exactly sure how to execute the plan. God, why did I say execute? And you've got the Death card there with a sword. That's a bit dramatic, but yeah, to execute the plan. Let's have a look at the Hanged Man on its own. See what comes up for that. Because as I say, that might be you sort of trying to figure it out, mentally figure out what you want to do, how you want to do it. You've got the Knight of Swords. The Sun. The King of Cups, okay. Right, I've got a thought on that, but let me do the Death card as well, and then we'll see where it takes us. So you've got the Five of Cups. Let's put that down here actually. Although actually you can't even see that properly, can you? Let's put it over here. Five of Cups. Page of Cups. None of that feels right, so I'm going to try that again. I didn't mentally ask myself, and it was just like, no, not that. Let's get one more. The Star. Okay, so the Hanged Man. I feel it is trying to figure things out, like how do you want to do it, you know, that kind of. But I think more importantly, there's a bit of, I don't know if it's holding back or just sort of contemplation in terms of expressing yourself with whatever you're starting. So like if it was a project, it's kind of working out in your mind how you want to express whatever it is you want to express within that project, because you've got the Knight of Swords there, which can be about communication and expression, obviously, and then the Sun is bringing things out into the light. But actually, now I know why I said a bit of holding back, because you've got the King of Cups there, which we speak about the King of Cups as knowing how they feel, but they're not going to sort of rush out and express it, which in Leo energy, it does seem like a contradiction, doesn't it? You sort of think with Leo that, oh, Leo loves the spotlight and they'll say what they think and they'll put themselves out there. But as I've said a million times now, we're all human. It doesn't matter what sign you are. You know, we all go through our different phases and, you know, different feelings and whatever. So it doesn't matter what your sign is. That's not all you are. Obviously, you have a whole birth chart that's full of information that can help you to understand your psychology, basically, in a weird way. But yeah, there's more to us. There's more to us, and there's more layers to us than just our sun sign. So yeah, King of Cups, it seems like a bit of, I don't know if it's reluctance or just trying to kind of figure out how you feel and how you want to do it. I think it's more along those lines, to be honest. Although, because that Death card is there and you've got the Five of Cups there, I don't know why with this Five of Cups I'm getting a little bit of a fear of disappointment, a little bit of worry of being disappointed. You've got the Page of Cups there, and it's giving a vulnerability vibe, to be honest. It's giving a need to be vulnerable, or even fears around vulnerability, but needing to have that sense of hope. And then the Star can be another card of being, apart from the Sun, it can be another card of being the spotlight as well, can't it, in a way? But there's a little, there could be a little bit of reluctance here. It might be uncertainty or reluctance for some of making whatever changes necessary to kind of express what you want to express and plant the seed that you want to plant. Right, let's put these away and we'll continue and see what else the reading brings up for us, or for you, should I say. So the Devil, 7, I mean, that is, I did say it's holding back, didn't I, actually? Or can be something that holds you back. Let's see what that is, because, as I say, it can be, there was that talk of the addiction at the beginning of initiating but not seeing something through, or needing to ask for help and not doing it. But let's see specifically what's going on here, because it almost looks like something holding someone back from progression. But what is it that's holding you back, or, you know, interfering? So the Devil, 7 of Pentacles, what do we need to know about that? We've got the Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, I'm going to try that again, that doesn't feel right. Let's get a couple more. For the Devil and 7 of Pentacles again. Right, the Tower, one more. Okay, we get 2 more. We've got the Lovers. I feel like this needs to be upright. And the 8 of Swords. So I'm going to look at the Tower on its own. Eight of Cups, the 6 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Pentacles. There's a feeling of insecurity here. There is a feeling of insecurity, and again, that 6, this support thing keeps on coming up. The Queen of Pentacles, when she came up, I was thinking about support. You know, like if you're trying to do something and it's really, really bloody tough, whatever it is. I mean, because addictions is mentioned, obviously I haven't addressed the elephant in the room really, have I? Well, I did say overcoming addictions, but I didn't pay that much attention to the whole substances and, you know, like alcohol and drugs and stuff like that. If that's an issue even that somebody's trying to, I didn't mention it, did I? But that could even be, that is what, like where it's planting a new seed, somebody could have been trying to overcome that kind of addiction, gambling, drugs, alcohol, anything. And that's where you wanted to plant a new seed, where you want to overcome that. Let me have a look at these again, since I didn't pay attention to that in the beginning. I mean, I said it's having the courage to, the courage to, what do you call it? You know what, my mind has gone blank. I don't know why. I don't think I said commit to your intentions, but the courage to pursue your intentions or something along those lines. The Hanged Man was figuring out how to do it, possibly. And if it's an addiction, like a literal drug addiction or something, the Hanged Man can be where you surrendering to the change. With death, surrendering to the change, knowing that how things are right now is not good, and you need to surrender and make that change. It's not good for you. It's not good for the people around you. So yeah, if it is a literal addiction, that's where that could come in. It could still be something less dramatic. But yeah, the support here, because that 9 of Wands, that's where things are tough, isn't it? So for someone who's overcoming a really complex addiction, it's almost like you'd want the support of someone like the Queen of Pentacles, who's very nurturing, emotionally and physically as well. As I said, the Tower there, that's insecurity. If it was dealing with substance abuse, it is unstable. I've forgotten what order that was in now. Right, the 8 of Cups, the 6 of Pentacles. It feels insecure. It would be a struggle to overcome it. It's difficult to walk away from the substance addiction, and it's difficult sorry, how am I putting this? It's difficult to walk away from the addiction, but it's also difficult not to give up, I think is the way I'm trying to put it as well. Like, you know, like when people get withdrawal symptoms and that, and you do need it, there is a need for support there, isn't there? So again, support, and it may not be substance, it could be anything. You've got the 9 of Pentacles there. That is, I feel like it's that work in progress energy that I often speak of sometimes when cards come up. 9 of Pentacles upright, that is, it feels like sanctuary and a sense of security as well, and inner and outer security, and it's not quite there yet, but because it's next to the 6 of Pentacles, it's like the support is needed. Let's get something for what do I want to get something for? The Lovers. Okay, I do have some thoughts on it, but let me just see what comes up. This 8 of Swords feels a bit like willpower, or the battle within in terms of willpower. But let's have a look. So you've got the Sun. Why have I turned that way? You've got the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, I get why that's like that. And you've got the King of Swords. This is the desire. That Lovers card is the desire to achieve whatever you want to achieve. So like if it's a particular project or something like that, or work related, it's achieving that happiness within that and the stability, which obviously it's in reverse at the minute. The King of Swords is also in reverse, so it's that need, part of the happiness. It is creating that sense of practical long-term stability and how do I put it, learning from the situation, but also why am I thinking of like mental agility or something like that? Mental strength, building up mental strength by overcoming any challenges, addictions. anything that's holding you back, overcoming any of those challenges, it gives you a stronger, I don't know how to put it, like a stronger sense of self, but mentally stronger as well. If you overcome it. I mean, again, the thoughts, there are thoughts that can hold you back. If it's an addiction, there are thoughts involved that can hold you back as well. Whether it is just more along the lines of giving up, the addiction to giving up and not seeing things through or not asking for help, it's overcoming that mentally, you know, the pep talks that you give yourself. Okay, so overall, how do I summarize the overall? It's like either progressing or a desire to progress, but thinking you're in a state of kind of probably being aware of or contemplating the things that hold you back, the things that what could go wrong, what could go right, what you need to help you as well. Okay, let's move on from that. So that's your energy. So it's like you want to progress, but you're aware that there are things that can put a spanner in the works, to be honest, as well. Let's do the Three of Cups. And as I say, at this point in time, it's support, it's external support. But it's genuine, isn't it, with that Three of Cups? It's from the heart. It's not fake. Not fake. I don't know why I'm saying fake. I don't know what fake has got to do with anything. But let's just say genuine. Focus on the genuine part. And this could be anything, even an addiction. Well, it's not an addiction to low self-esteem, but it's a pattern, isn't it? It's a habit, it's a pattern. And that's something that when we get the Eight of Swords, for me, that can come up with the Eight of Swords as well. I mean, you've got the Queen of Pentacles there too, which one of the meanings I didn't say, is about your worth, your self-worth, isn't it? And looking at it now, after saying that, with that Nine of Wands, that can be where your self-esteem has taken a hit when you think about it. So there's a lot coming through here. So I think there's just a lot of, it's along the same lines, but it's just different for everyone. Right, so Three of Cups, let's look at that. I would say mental health can come into this as well, and I'm not saying mental health is an addiction, but it's a pattern. It's not a habit, but it's a pattern. It's a negative pattern or energy in your life that can restrict you, and that there are a lot of challenges to overcome with that can take practice. You know, like if people suffer from depression or something, and they use cognitive behavioral therapy as a practice that can help them to overcome those challenges. That's just one example. But Three of Cups. What is the Three of Cups? So we've got the three. I nearly said the Three of Wands, then it's the Two of Wands. I don't know why I said that. The Four of Swords. You've got the Wheel of Fortune. What I was thinking with that Two of Wands and Four of Swords, clarifying the Three of Cups, it's having the support to help you make wise choices. And obviously the wheel is where changes come in, isn't it? But with the support, it's not that anybody can make the decisions for you, but you know, you can have it where you can talk to people and they're like a sounding board. They can help you see different perspectives, and that's what helps you make the choice, because the power is in your hands. I mean, obviously in extreme situations where people are completely vulnerable and they've just completely lost the capacity to think and act in their best interest, that's another story, obviously. Then that's something else where they're what do you call it, it's not power, why am I thinking power of attorney? Although power of attorney can come into things if people have Alzheimer's and stuff like that. I don't think that's what's going on here, but I've forgotten what you call it, and I was a support worker, so I should remember the term, but my mind has gone blank with it. Basically where somebody else makes the decisions for you. And I suppose conservatorship is one thing, but it's a different term I'm thinking of. Let's get one more card for that. Ace of Cups. And that, to me, the Ace of Cups represents your best interests. It represents what's best for you. So yeah, the external energy, it may be that this is, I usually refer to it as a surrounding or external energy. It may be already around you, that it's like saying support is there if you're willing to ask for it. You may already have this and you're working with it, having external support, but whether you have it or you need to ask for it, it's needed to help you make the best decisions in whatever it is that you're doing. As I say, not to tell you what to do necessarily or to make the choices for you, but to sort of help you think things through. The Four of Swords is can be a card of thinking things through, where you don't rush through things and you just take your time trying to get the to get to the point you need to mentally. So let's look at the Eight of Wands and see what that is about. I mean, I often think of progression with the Eight of Wands, but let's see what comes up here. So you've got the Empress in reverse, you've got the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups has been coming up so much. Often in reverse though, so I'm surprised it's upright in yours. Right, let's get the Page of Pentacles. And we have the Knight of Pentacles. I like this energy actually. Let's have a look at that Six of Cups. It feels, the Six of Cups next to the Page of Pentacles as well, it feels like an energy of moving on from the past, or being ready to, at the very least, a readiness to move on from the past, a desire to move on from the past. So whatever struggles have happened, it's moving on from that and get into a state that is more harmonious for you. Let's look at the Empress in reverse. Why is the Empress in reverse, please? Okay, I've got a thought on that actually. Yeah, let's get one more. So I feel like the Empress is like upright. She would usually be about creating something new. It can be about nurturing and support, but I feel here it's more about creating something new. With the clarifiers that have come out for it, it's almost like the reason she's in reverse, which is where you haven't fully created what you want to create or made as much progress as you want to make, is because there's like a need for more information with that King of Swords. With the Seven of Swords, it doesn't feel malicious or anything. It just feels more like not having everything that you need, like everything not being known is the only word I can think of. It's not all out in the open. It hasn't all come to light. You're not completely sure of what you need to build to have this foundation. So the King of Swords, it could be again needing the help of a King of Swords energy to advise you, teach you, guide you, that sort of thing. Or it could just represent your need to become aware of whatever it is you need to know to make the progress that you want to make. As I said, Six of Cups was moving on from the past, and for me the Page of Pentacles, it's that would be the first stage, wouldn't it, of planting the new seed, and then the Knight of Pentacles is the apprentice energy. But as I said, because that Empress, if she was upright, I would say this is what you've done. And maybe some of you could have done that already, but I feel like because she's in reverse, it's that the Eight of Wands is more like the desire to progress and to commit to that progression as well with the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, you may have made a little bit of progress in the past actually, but it just feels like there's more information or support or whatever that's needed to get you to where you want to be. And as I say, you apply this to any part of your life that it's relevant to. The examples I'm giving, they're just examples. It's, you know, things come in and it might be specific to some people, but it's a general reading. So apply it as it feels right. Obviously, if it doesn't resonate, then it doesn't resonate. But yeah. Let's look at the Knight of Swords and the Nine of Swords. I said that was, it's like feeling stressed and needing to speak up on that and ask for support or help. So Nine of Swords, Knight of Swords. 10 of Wands. The Sun, yeah, it's bringing it out into the open, isn't it? It's bringing the struggles out into the open, I think. Or the challenges or difficulties or however you want to put it. Yeah, King of Cups is back again. Again, we said in the beginning, King of Cups can be known to be reserved with their feelings, whether it's being reserved about what you want or what you're going through. Let's get something. I'm curious about that 10 of Wands. I just want to see what the 10 of Wands is. I know it's the struggles and challenges and stuff, but just see if there's anything more specific that we can get from the cards for that. The World. The Page of Cups. There's that vulnerability again. Yeah, that Four of Cups is that the stuck energy, and Three of Cups support again. So yeah, with it's the same thing. It's the burdens, etc. But obviously, there's the desire. It's a number 10 as well, isn't it? The desire to to start anew, basically. But again, there's that need to be vulnerable, to open up with that Knight of Swords. Be honest about what's not working and where you do need support. Being open about that with the Sun, and yeah, the Sun being next to the King of Cups, being open about how you feel. The Knight of Cups is feelings, isn't it? So expressing how you feel and what you're struggling with and what you may need help with or support, whether it is a pep talk or whether it is literal information or practical help, you know, opening up about that. And it mentioned mastership in the Eight of Pentacles, and obviously apprentices need a teacher, don't they, or some sort of support to guide them as they are learning and trying to master whatever they're trying to master. So bear that in mind as well. Right, the Tower and the Death card. I mean, that as a future energy, it just looks like enormous change, but let's see what we get specifically from that. And as I say, the future energies in my readings, it's potential, because the future is not set in stone. Free will, our free will, others' free will. So, right, the Tower and the Death card. I'm going to try that again. That just felt chaotic. Just felt like pure chaos. So, why is the Tower there with the Death card as a potential future energy for Leo? What's sticking out there? Ten of Pentacles. Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Right, I will take the Moon because it's upright. And I'll try again with the others. Three of Swords. Right, Three of Cups, it keeps on coming out, so support must be major in this. I'll just get one more and then I am going to look at the Moon and the Three of Swords on its own. And the Moon is in there too, isn't it? Oh my God, why are they so chaotic? I'm going to have to try that again because they're just like flying in a really erratic way. Right, just one more for that. There you go. Seven of Swords. Ooh. Ooh, the Moon and the Seven of Swords at the end. I mean, the one thing I can say about that, it's like things are hidden and that probably need to come out. But so I'm going to be pretty much sub-clarifying everything here. Okay, the Moon, first of all, that's what's hidden. It can be emotions, fears that are hidden, secrets even. Seven of Pentacles, the Magician. Let's get one more for that. Seven of Wands. Let's get one more for that. So again, it's like it still feels like a need to kind of, I don't know if it's the need to open up. All right, let me sub-clarify some more of these, because it's just the Death card and the Tower card together. It usually indicates massive change, but okay, let's see what else comes out. Seven of Swords. Right, so this feels like a really disjointed energy. As I said, Death and Tower, massive change. The Seven of Swords and the King of Wands with the Fool, it feels like being need to be honest about who you are. I don't know why it's that, but that's the feeling that I get with the with these cards is needing to, yeah, needing to be open and honest about who you are. Okay, let's look at the Three of Swords. Get one more. Five of Swords. Let's get one more for that. Okay, right, I'm just going to get something for the Three of Cups and then I'll say what I'm thinking. It's weird. It's a bit of a weird, energy. Page of Cups. Yeah, that keeps on coming up and it keeps coming up as vulnerability. Five of Pentacles. Star. Okay, yeah. Right, so it feels like with this energy, I think it's a heads up. It's not a literal, this is going to happen with the Tower and Death. I think it's more a heads up that if you want things to change massively, if you want to progress as you want to progress or have this new beginning or change or whatever it is, that it seems quite dramatic with the Tower and Death being there. It's a call to be very open. So being open and honest about who you are, about what you desire, what your dreams are, what your struggles have been. The High Priestess feels like secrets. It's almost like, okay, I get it now. Why didn't I see that before? With the Moon and the Three of Swords, that's like hiding pain. That is like masking. You know, people mask pain. And because it's next to the Three of Cups as well, the Three of Cups is in between all of this. It's like hiding who you really are, how you really feel, what you've been through. You know, like if you let's say, oh God, say you were someone that had a mental breakdown 5 years ago, and although you much better now, it's something that can still it could still, you have to manage it. Like you might be on medication or you might be in therapy, or you know, it still has an impact on you, and it could what's the word, flare up again, where you could have another mental breakdown. And then say you started, I don't know why I'm bringing dating into it, but say you started dating someone, and it starts to become serious, and it's like you're probably going to have to tell them. It gets to the point where you're going to have to tell them, because if it flares up all of a sudden, it's better to be honest, isn't it? And you know, it will have an impact. This practice card again, I don't know if I mentioned it at the beginning. I know I mentioned about being honest about where you need support, because that's still coming up, but just being honest about who you are. And then like even in groups as well, if there's something you need to be, like say if you are autistic or something like that, and somehow you've managed to mask it with friends, and it gets to a point where, you know what, you're starting to do stuff that they've realized is not neurotypical. And it's like, it gets to the point where it's like, you know what, you're going to have to tell them, because they're starting to get offended now. Not blaming you, but it's like they're starting to get offended because they don't understand what's going on with you. If you open up and tell them, then you'll find out that then it gives them, you know, they're in the know now. They understand why you're behaving the way you are, your traits, etc. And obviously you'll find out whether they're your real friends or not, because, well, I shouldn't put it that way, but you know, you'll find out if they are the kind of people that can still support you as you are or not. Basically, I know that's quite a few random dramatic examples, but that's what's coming to mind. So as I say, expressing who you are, being open about who you are, being open about your pain. And obviously you're not going to do that with everyone. It's with people that you trust, because there is a thing about trust. There's like shared trust here with that Three of Cups, and shared understanding. As I say, sharing what you've been through, what your hopes and dreams are. There's a need for vulnerability, sharing the struggles you've been through possibly as well. Again, if you do need help with something, that's showing up here as well. If you're trying to progress with something and master something, expressing if you need help with that, whatever that is, that could be absolutely anything. But yeah, for the most part, the practice thing, it's almost a need to learn to become more open, possibly on something in particular, because you could be quite an open person in general, but then there's just one aspect of your life where you hold back and keep that a secret, and that could be part of the addiction. As I say, there was something with substance abuse that could still be a part of it, that could still be specific for someone here as well. But yeah, it's just this thing where in the future, if you want things to change as required, as needed, then you're going to have to be more open and honest and not hide what you need and who you are and what you've been through. Right, so let's get rid of these. And let's look at your advice, which I said, what did I say at the beginning? That's possibly someone that can help you, help to support you with your dreams. I mean, with it being the King of Swords as well, it can be an indication about being more confident in communicating what everything I've just said, basically. Who you are, what you need, those sorts of things. Well, let's have a look and see if the King of Swords is you or someone else. So just bear with me while I put all of these cards. So this is one of the first times that I've looked at the Knight of Cups, and it's mainly just like the main meaning has been feelings, because I know often it can be about, oh, what your dreams, your passions, that sort of thing. But it feels very much in this reading, it's mainly just feelings, like in one word, it's feelings. Okay, I've got a lot to put back, so just bear with me a minute. And the thing is, sometimes people can be quite extrovert and open and expressive, but it can, I mean, she's literally wearing a mask, isn't she? Does it say anything about her masking here? It doesn't, but she's wearing a mask. They can mask things where they're happy for people to see them at their best and in their best light, but they don't want to share that vulnerable side, the side that does need help or has been through certain things. And it's like in real relationships where there's real intimacy, you can't hide those parts of yourself, because if whether it's a friendship or, I mean, family, it's probably going to be a slightly, especially if it's close family, it'll be slightly more difficult to hide things, although people can still hide parts of themselves from their family. But say friendships and romantic relationships and acquaintances and stuff, people can mask, can't they? Because they only want to be seen in their best light. And it's like, no, if those connections and bonds are genuine and substantial and have a strong foundation, you need to be able to express all of you and work with it. So yeah, let's do the King of Swords and Knight of Cups. So somebody could be addicted to masking and only wanting to be seen in their best light. Because you do get people who are avoidant of negative things. I mean, yeah. I know sometimes people can be dismissive of things, you know, like if you are someone who suffers from disorders like ADHD, anxiety, depression, whatever, people can be dismissive. Obviously there's more awareness of it now, but people can still be dismissive and say, oh, well, can't you just, you know, get your shit together? And so obviously there can be a stigma where people are scared to speak out on those things because they don't want to be judged and just dismissed, and because that would make you feel even worse. But as I say, genuine bonds, genuine connections, you should be able to share all of yourself and still have a good bond. But anyway, I'll stop going on about that. So King of Swords, yes. 10 of Swords. Okay, yep, High Priestess. Again, that feels like another heads up again about not hiding your struggles with the 10 of Swords, because this High Priestess can keep secrets, can't she? And the 10 of Swords, it is the difficulty. Well, difficulty is probably a bit of an understatement, but it will vary. But the struggles, the hardships, etc., the pain, whatever it is. Might look at that on its own, actually. Queen of Wands, I love how that's come up, because it kind of goes with what I was just saying. She's often seen in her best light, or you'd think that about the Queen of Wands, that you can't imagine catching the Queen of Wands on a down day. Like you could imagine, well, for me, I don't know about everybody else, you could sort of imagine catching the Queen of Cups on a day where she's feeling sad or something like that, or emotionally overwhelmed. The Queen of Swords, you could imagine catching her on a day where she's just wants to rip everyone a new arsehole or something. The Queen of Pentacles, because she's generous. You can imagine catching her on a day where she's depleted from giving too much. What would the down day of the Queen of Wands be? I think the only thing you could imagine with her is like the shadow side of the Queen of Wands can be like manipulation and stuff, but it's not really down in the way that the others are. Or even with the Queen of Swords, actually, probably like depression. You could imagine her having a day where she feels depressed, because it's the mind, isn't it? But with the Wands, it's hard to imagine. I guess demotivated is the worst you could imagine her as, but even that's not that bad compared to the other queens on a down day for them. So again, it's that warning that you can't always be seen in the best light, I suppose. But let's see what else comes up. Yeah, Five of Swords. Okay, let me get one just for the Five of Swords and one for the Ten of Swords. You can't run away. You can't run away from you can't run away from the difficulties, from the conflicts, from the struggles. You have to address them. Let's get one more for that from the Five of Swords. See, it's like this Six of Swords, and for me the Six of Swords mainly is just a card of going on a journey or trying to escape from something or go to a calmer place. But the way the cards are, it's like she's trying to run away from this conflict, and the Five of Swords can be mental conflict as well if it's not conflict with other people. And it's like she's running towards the Four of Cups, which is, it's no better, is it really? Yeah, there might not be other people involved, but there's still that feeling of stuckness, apathy, whatever you want to call it. Let's look at the Ten of Swords again. So we've got Justice, the Two of Pentacles, the Devil, the Emperor. Let's get one more after that. King of Wands. So what I'm getting from that is, in the past, and I don't know why I'm thinking in the past because there's no Six of Cups here, you may have been able to overcome a lot on your own in the past with that Ten of Swords there. You've got the Justice there, you've got the Two of Pentacles there, the Emperor, King of Wands. That is a kind of, it feels more like an empowered energy. So whatever the Devil energy is, the negative energy, you may have overcome a lot of things in the past on your own. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do that in the present or the future. As I say, support has been mentioned so much in this reading. It may be a time now where this is a time, as much as you've handled your shit in the past, it's like this is a time now where you need to you need the support. You need to express more about what you need and how you need help and support. And again, the Emperor and the King of Wands are they're empowered energies. But again, it takes me back to that whole masking thing, that although you may have been that in the past, who are you now? Who are you now? Do you have to have this image now of being, and not to say that you can't have that energy within you and you're not allowed to have that, but if there is a particular situation or whatever's going on in your life at present, you are struggling, you know, don't put pressure on yourself that, oh, well, I've done it before, so I still have to have that strong leadership, because these are both cards of leadership as well, energy where I can handle everything by myself. It's like, well, no, times have changed, circumstances are different, you may be a different person. It doesn't necessarily mean you're you're weaker or anything like that, but things change, and you just get to points in life where you need more support than you did in the past, and it's a sign of strength to be able to ask for help. There's nothing wrong with that. If somebody asks you for help, would you sort of shit on them and say, oh no, well, you handled your shit in the past, so you should be able to do it again? Or would you be like, oh, okay, what do you need? So yeah, let's just look at that Queen of Wands out of curiosity, even though, as I say, it feels like it's that mask of, potentially that mask of being seen in the best light. Okay, yeah, it still feels like the same energy of it's almost like the Five of Cups and the Five of Wands are what is behind the mask. That's the struggles. But on the surface, it's that Queen of Wands energy and that strong desire to this is the second reading it's come up in, as just making all the decisions by yourself and going off on your own and getting it all sorted by yourself, but it's a struggle. and it gets to the point where you can't do it on your own anymore. Right, so as advice, as I say, that King of Swords, I think for the most part now, although there was a King of Swords that showed up at some point, and I feel that can be guidance, and you can take it that way as well, as someone that can guide you and help you to achieve whatever it is you want to achieve, your dreams, your wishes, your desires, etc. I think it is a warning as well, or not a warning, but a heads up about be confident in communicating how you feel and what you need, and that takes practice. That takes practice. So I'll leave that there. I'm going to get you a final message of guidance from the... what's the deck? The Sacred Rebels deck. And see what that says for you. So what does Leo, Sun, Moon or Rising need to know? It's almost like, I feel like, I don't know if the title of the video is going to be this. It's like practicing surrendering. It's a weird title, but that's what it is. It's practicing surrendering. Okay. I know that sounds really ambiguous, but it is. It's surrendering to change, surrendering to how you feel, surrendering to opening up, surrendering to not having to do it all to yourself, surrendering an addiction if you have one. So yeah, I think it's going to be surrendering, practicing surrendering, but anyway, or practice surrendering. Let's get your final message, if it'll come out. Oh, hell no, that's too many. Yeah, that's too many. I'm going to try that again. Right, final message for Leo, Sun, Moon or Rising, please. No, why are you all so chaotic, Leo? That is still two, and I'm not reading both of them, but I do feel like these are the right ones. So, well, I've said that before and I ended up reading both. Right, oh God, what do we have? We have Against the Grain and Spirals of Manifestation. So how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? Right. I'm definitely going to read Against the Grain because, for one, if you're doing things differently and you're being more open and expressive about the things I've said, then it is going against, in one way, it's going against the grain, isn't it? I did bring up quite a few things like to do with mental health issues and stuff like that. That in itself is going against the grain. You've got the Spirals of Manifestation card as well. So, you know, I'm going to have to read both of them. If you don't want to hear it, you're just going to have to skip through the video, which is fine. So let's do Against the Grain first. The only thing is I feel like that Against the Grain message is so long. Like mega long. Oh, no, it's not. It was another one I was thinking of. Right, okay. So Against the Grain, it says, you want birds to be able to fly underwater. You want love to trump power. You want humanity to relate to each other as equals and to recognize the sacredness in you and in the world around you. You want to unleash the beauty that hides in even the ugliest of scenes or sentiments. You want to make possible what others say cannot be. You are a radical dreamer, a sacred rebel, and you bring the light of a more positive future to this world. However, this can have its burdens. Deep within, you may feel that you don't really fit in with the rest of the world. Perhaps your sense of how things can be and how they really are is so different to the smaller minds or more fearful hearts of many others that you are rarely received for all that you offer. This might make you feel frustrated, thwarted, or lonely at times. The universe so loves you for your unusual take on things, for the quirkiness in you that dares to honour that which is different and renders the impossible possible. You must never ever lose your unusual ways and become dry, serious, appropriate, and conventional. Not even for appearance's sake, for you would lose your essence. You are here to show that life is about so much more than conventional success. This oracle comes with a special message for you. You are someone who lives and breathes in the depths of creative waters. You need to lose yourself to the flow of music, nature, dreams, imagination, and fantasy through art and literature, meditation, dance, and in sensual surrender to the sacred waters of the ocean, the river, the lake, or the bathtub. You must go against the grain. It is just your way. You are not one of the followers, but one of the agitators. However, yours is not a force of disrespectful chaos. You are a loving catalyst, and by simply being yourself, you constantly remind people that there is always another way. This oracle comes with the particular guidance that you are meant to be exactly as you are. You are meant to be the black sheep, the rainbow sheep, or even the wild wolf in the flock of sheep. The daring butterfly spirit calling to the caterpillars, that is you. The price you pay for the gift of individuality is that you must take care of it and guard it so that you are not dulled down and conditioned into playing at being something you are not. If this has happened or is threatening to happen, this oracle brings you comfort. You will always dream of birds that fly underwater. You know that the true nature of your being can never be changed. At most, it could only be hidden for a time. Now is the time to accept who you are and allow your truths to be freely expressed. Don't worry about the effects of going against the grain. When we are who we are in truth, we attract the support, protection, and energy that we need to thrive. Your power comes from aligning your outward self with your inner truth, not the general consensus. You will then find other dreamers, other wild butterflies, and a typically coloured sheep to join you in conjuring better visions for our world. So to me, that message was heavily about any kind of masking and not showing who you really are and needing to do that. Let's have a look at spirals of manifestation and hope it is not too long because, as I said in a previous reading, I don't mind reading the long messages, but I know it's a lot to take in when they're mega long, and even it goes over my head if they're too long. Right, spirals of manifestation, it says. Just make sure you're still in focus. Hopefully, yeah. The creative, rebellious path of love moves in spirals. It is not linear. Sometimes our mind decides that the way forward is to take clear steps from one point to the next logical point. However, there is a genius within that can guide us on an alternative route. If there is an unnecessary pothole or delay in the typical linear path of progression, and the curved loop in the path will be quicker, more fun and more beautiful, then why not allow yourself to be guided to that path? This can happen through trust and wisdom rather than rigid adherence to what on the surface appears to be logical progression. You are in the midst of a spiral of manifestation. Something is coming into being even if you think it is further away than ever before. How amazing it will seem when what you have been dreaming of falls into place. Suddenly what you have been thinking of creating will plunk into your reality seemingly out of nowhere because it was just around the bend, just out of view on the spiral of manifestation, and you could not see it coming. In truth, it was coming to you all along. This oracle has a message for you. Sometimes when we feel the furthest away from what we want, we are actually closer than ever before. Just one turn on the spiral loop of creation can see your manifestation taking root in the world. You must hold true to your faith and keep working on your progress. I love that with that card that I kept speaking about progress. Forget about believing it when you are seeing it. Any old soul or young soul can do that. You are a bigger, braver, more ancient soul. You have enough chutzpah to believe it so that you can see it sooner, bigger and brighter. Do not give in to those who tell you it should have happened already or that you have failed. They are just suffering from a lack of patience and understanding, as well as an arrogant assumption that their notions of timing is somehow superior to the greater divine timing at play in life. Be in goodwill with yourself and the universe. All is unfolding perfectly, whether you feel it right now or not. This oracle also brings a message to you about the perfect synchronicities that are taking place in your life. You may have started to notice these already. When we live from the heart, honor our creative center, and choose unlikely but lovingly rebellious ways to be in the world, we will begin to notice synchronicity every day. It is as though the universe is speaking to us intimately on all matters, which of course it is. This oracle reminds you that there is no point rushing to the bus stop. If you are way too early, you are just wasting your time. Better to live your life at a more appropriate pace and get there at the right time. You don't need the anxiety that comes from rushing towards your destiny. Try not to worry quite so much about the future. You will attract, what does it say? You will attract what you want and need so much more enjoyably if you relax and deal with the here and now. Remember too that your life path is unfolding in harmony with the paths of others. You will meet with each other for the greatest benefit when you trust in the flow of the one great creative spiral upon which this galaxy spins. Everything is ultimately in harmony with everything else to fulfill the great big creative intent of the supreme creative force of love. You're included in that, lucky. So one thing that stood out, it said about, where is it? You don't need the anxiety that comes from rushing towards your destiny. It made me think of, you had the Nine of Swords then, which can be a card of identity. God, I'm losing my train of thought here. Anxiety, rushing towards your destiny, and then the Knight of Swords can be a card of rushing, can't it? So that made me think of that. I think that spiral of manifestation message is more for anyone who is I think, remember I said at the beginning about if you are you'd like have an addiction to kind of initiating things, starting things, but then you give up when it becomes too complicated. I think that message is more for anyone experiencing that situation. I will leave that message there. Hopefully you found something helpful in it. Thank you as always. If you want to like, share, comment on the video or subscribe to the channel. And if you want a personal reading, see the info in the description box. But yep, thanks for watching and take care, Leo.